Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Droupadi Murmu sworn in as the 15th President of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Droupadi Murmu assuming the presidency is a watershed moment for India. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio congratulates Droupadi Murmu on becoming the first tribal president of India. An RPP appeals Minority Affairs Ministry to conduct independent review on implementation of all past sanctioned projects under Pradhan Mantri Vikas Karyakram. Now the news in detail. Droupadi Murmu was sworn in as the 15th President of India today. She was administered oath by Chief Justice of India, N.V. Ramana, at the Capitol Hall of Parliament. Speaking on the occasion, President Droupadi Murmu said, "This is the beauty of Indian democracy, that a poor lady from a far-flung area has become the president." She said reaching the presidential post is not her personal achievement, but the achievement of every poor in India. She added that her nomination is evidence that the poor in India can not only dream, but also fulfill those dreams. Murmu reiterated her resolve of working towards upliftment of marginalized and empowerment of women and young for the inclusive growth of the country, saying that in the past few years, a new energy has been infused in the country due to the decisions taken and policies formulated for women empowerment. Murmu added that she wants all sisters and daughters to be empowered more and more so that they continue to increase their contribution in every field of nation building. Murmu highlighted the spirit of New India and the emergence of the country as a global leader. The president said, in 75 years as a parliamentary democracy, India has carried forward the resolve of progress through participation and consensus. Murmu said the new development journey towards the bright future of India has to be undertaken by the collective efforts following the path of duty. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has described Droupadi Murmu assuming the presidency as a watershed moment for India, especially for the poor, marginalized and downtrodden. In a series of tweets, Modi said the entire nation watched with pride as Droupadi Murmu took oath as the President of India. Modi said in her address after taking an oath, President Murmu gave a message of hope and compassion. Nagaland Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio has congratulated Droupadi Murmu on taking oath as the 15th President of India and becoming the first tribal President of India. In a tweet, Rio expressed confidence that she will make the country proud and wished her a successful tenure. Extending his congratulation, Deputy Chief Minister Pradhan said, "India witnessed one of its most significant democratic moments today as Droupadi Murmu takes oath as the 15th President of India." Pradhan said history is scripted as she becomes the first tribal and second woman to hold the country's highest office. The Rising People's Party RPP has appealed to the Government of India, particularly the Ministry of Minority Affairs, to be more aware and careful not to perpetuate the cycle of corruption in the state of Nagaland. Making special reference to the funds released under Pradhan Mantri Vikas Karyakram (PMJVK), the RPP said that the project list under the fund is politically motivated. It said that the United Democratic Alliance (UDA) government has openly neglected the most backward area in the state, stating that the eastern Nagaland comprising of 6 districts where only 7 out of the 52 projects are proposed to be implemented, while there is not even a single project in the aspirational district of Kifre. The party said that the UDA government has had a questionable track record pertaining to non-implementation and misappropriation of various projects. The RPP has therefore appealed the ministry to set up and conduct independent review on the implementation of all the past sanctioned projects and also withhold all the funding and allocation of projects in the state. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News on Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that social justice means equal opportunity for every section of the society, and a country will only go forward when women, Dalits, Divyangs, backwards and tribals of the country go forward, which will happen through education. Prime Minister was addressing a program marking the 10th death anniversary of late Harmohan Singh Yadav today via video conferencing. He said a new education policy have a provision that ensures mother tongue as the medium of instruction. Modi added that Pakka House, electricity, clean water and schemes for farmers are giving wings to dreams of poor and tribal people. The government today clarified that fresh milk and pasteurized milk are fully exempted from goods and services tax. Further, milk products like curd, lassi, buttermilk and paneer are also exempted from GST if sold in forms other than those pre-packaged and labelled. In a written reply in the Lok Sabha, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said a nominal GST of 5% applies to curd, lassi, buttermilk and paneer when sold in pre-packaged and labelled form and ultra-high temperature milk. Further, a GST of 12% applies to condensed milk, butter, ghee and cheese. GST exemptions and rates apply uniformly across the states. She said GST rates are prescribed on the recommendation of the GST Council, which is a constitutional body comprising of representatives from both centre and the states and union territories. India and Bangladesh have agreed for a more intensive implementation of provisions under the revised travel arrangements of 2018 relating to tourist, students and business visas. During the third India-Bangladesh Consular Dialogue held in Dhaka today, both sides agreed for further liberalization of visa procedures and entry and exit norms to enhance ease of travel. The two sides held wide-ranging discussions on mechanisms to strengthen cooperation and coordination on consular issues. These included finalization of standard operating procedures for repatriation of each other's detained nationals and early release of detained fishermen. India and Bangladesh welcomed the close cooperation between law enforcement agencies to prevent terrorism, cross-border crimes, and to increase mutual legal assistance. Noting the unique friendship and special bond between the two countries, they agreed to further strengthen bilateral relations through easier and more extensive people-to-people exchanges. Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority (NSDMA) has urged the public to be vigilant during the pre-monsoon period. NSDMA said that under the influence of strong lower-level southwesterly winds from the Bay of Bengal to northeast India, fairly widespread to widespread rainfall accompanied by thunderstorm, lightning and heavy to very heavy rainfall is expected in isolated places in the state. NSDMA said that moderate rainfall with thunderstorm and lightnings is very likely over the districts of Kifere, Kohima, Longling, Mugukchung, Mon, Beren, Pek, Tuensang, Noklak and Woka between 26th and 20th July. NSDMA therefore urged the public to be vigilant and take precautionary measures from lightning strikes and storm, which may cause disruption to road transport, communication and other infrastructures. In a surge of cases, Nagaland today recorded 16 new cases of COVID-19, taking the state's total to 35,709. Of the reported cases, 6 were from Dimapur, 4 each in Kohima and Woka, and 1 each from Mugukchung and Mon. The state also recorded 7 recoveries, taking the total recoveries from the diseases to 22,342. Out of recoveries recorded today, 5 were from Kohima and 1 each in Longling and Woka. There are currently 101 active cases in the state. And now it's 20 news. Here are the main points again. Droupadi Murmu Sonin as the 15th President of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Droupadi Murmu assuming the presidency is a watershed moment for India. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio congratulates Droupadi Murmu on becoming the first tribal president of India. And RPP appeals Minority Affairs Ministry to conduct independent review on implementation of all past sanctioned projects under Pradhan, Mantri, Vikas, Karyakram. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.